Namaskaram. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to the second edition of Vedhi. Guru Shishya Parampara is a tradition that existed since the ancient times. This relationship gives us a belonging to the art form and the teacher. Kala Shri Dr. Sunanda Nair is one of the leading exponents of Mohiniattam. She is the disciple of the noted Mohiniattam legend Padma Bhushan Dr. Kanak Rale. She holds a PhD in Mohiniattam from the Mumbai University. She has won many awards and accolades during her journey in Mohiniattam. To name a few are the Kala Ratnam Award by the Kerala Kala Mandalam, Kala Shri Award by the Kerala Sangeet Natak Academy, Devadasi National Award. She is the artistic director of Sunanda's Performing Arts Center based in Houston, Texas. We present to you Srimati Sunanda Nair.
I have planned to perform today is a composition of Iraimantampi on the goddess Kartiyani Devi. This is about the compassionate Devi, generous, a mother, but doesn't hesitate to take the fiercest form when it comes to protecting her devotees. This is my own choreography, Iraimantampi's composition, Kartiyani Devi.
കാർത്യായനേ ദേവി കാർത്യായനേ ദേവി കാർത്യായനേ ദേവി കാർത്യായനേ ദേവി കാർത്യായനേ ദേവി കാർത്യായനേ ദേവി മതിച്ചു ഗോപമോടാശു മതിച്ചോരു പർവതിഹ തവ കളികളിലെഴുതേ കാർത്യായനേ
Namaskaram, Sunanda Chechi. Welcome to Vedhi.
Namaskaram, Rubina. Thanks for doing this, and I'm really honored to be a part of this project and looking forward to all my contemporaries also coming up soon.
Thank you, Sunanda Chechi. It is an indeed pleasure at Vedhi to have you with us and share the session with you.
Sure.
You came to US quite a long time ago, and you established Sunanda's Performing Arts Center. I'm sure the journey has not been easy for you. So just wanted to know from you, from the time you have been in the US, North America, what was the kind of, did people already know what was Mohiniattam, or how did you establish Mohiniattam as an art form here in the US?
First, when I came to USA, it's almost like 2 decades now. I remember friends' daughters performing Mohiniattam pictures here and there. But when I asked them, I spoke to them, it was like, oh, Natala Pumba, we just learned one item and we came back. So that was all that was limited to Mohiniattam. And of course, all Malayalis, they want their daughters in that Mohiniattam costume because, the costume is out of this world. And for me, that's the best costume of all classical dance forms. I hope others are not listening, but but I truly believe that it's a very aesthetic, formulated and beautiful costume that we have. That was one thing that attracted the moms. They wanted their daughters in a beautiful Kerala look. Other than that, there was not much Mohiniattam. And there's just barely one item. And I also know one teacher, she just, not a Mohiniattam dancer, but just choreographed one. So it was taken for granted that that's all that you need to do a Mohiniattam item. There was no deep study, there was no margam, no nothing. So it started from there. It's just educating them all over again what Mohiniattam is. Oh, that's easy. Just learn one Padamaliveni, one Ponde Nermuri, and you're done. So, and also, I had a performance in Portland, and I was asked to perform. And towards the performance, as it got closer, I was asked, oh, you'll be dancing Bharatanatyam too. I said, you call me for a Mohiniattam program, because in India, last 15-20 years that I was rapidly performing was took full Mohiniattam margams, right? So I never even thought that somebody would come and ask
about me performing a Bharatanatyam. So I was like, no, you called me for a Mohiniattam, it's a Mohiniattam performance. Oh, so do you have enough items to perform all evening? So it started from there, Rubina. It starts from there, like educating people, like it's a complete margam. There's a complete deep study for it. It's not just you pick up one item and perform. I remember in India also when I was teaching, not teaching in Nalanda, when I was a student at Nalanda itself, my students from Bombay had seen me perform and they were enthralled by the performance because it's all like Mohiniattam and a grace and a. So when I came back to class one day, they were standing and talking to each other. I said, "You have something to say?" Saying, "Will you teach us Mohiniattam?" I said, "Yes, but I'm not ready because I'm still groping the art form. I've not got a grip over it. So just wait." No, 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 no. Whatever little way, we're ready to begin. When they started off, then they said we had zero idea that we need to work so much. It looks so easy that we thought it is easy to perform. I said, if it looks easy, it looks great, that means the dancer is doing an amazing job.
Exactly.
If it not, it would be wiggly, wiggly, and it will not have that beauty or won't attract you to that art form. If it did, just remember that person has put in a lot of time and effort into it. That's why it looks like that. And they understood. And even now they're practicing Mohiniattam after all these years, almost 30, 35 years of teaching. They're still performing and practicing Mohiniattam. That was my history back there, and I continue that same here. After my being a dancer, it helps. It makes it easier, actually. I wouldn't say, Rubina, it was a tough struggle. It was easier because, like you said, Malayali moms, they like their daughters learning Mohiniattam. Okay? Honestly, they do. So I went up and just had an item perform, and immediately from next day, there were calls that the moms would like the daughters to learn Mohiniattam. Being a dancer, that was a blessing. But if you're a teacher, you have to wait for the time till you're able to convince somebody that you want to teach a Mohiniattam margam, and the class will be exclusively only Mohiniattam. It won't have a Bharatanatyam, a Kuchipudi there. It won't have any of those. From the time you do Namaskaram to the end Namaskaram, it's going to be only Mohiniattam. It was like, oh my God, do we have so much to do with Mohiniattam? It starts from there. So a teacher, by the time she convinces somebody that there is a margam, there is a complete study, and you find a mother who trusts their daughter, the teacher, to be able to spend all that time with her. You know, it's not like 1 year, 2 years. After doing so many n number of years, you're able to dance something. So that's giving a lot of trust to the teacher that, okay, there is something coming out of this. And then finally, the teacher is able to present a student. It's harder. I'm blessed that I was a spot performer. So go up and do an Ashtapadiya Padam. Your job is done. 75% of your job is done. So from then on, and then also in my experience in my teaching here, Bharatanatyam, of course, I've been Bharatanatyam a big fan. Like I feel like if it was not Mohiniattam, I would have gone all out with Bharatanatyam. So Bharatanatyam, I was teaching, and then after 1 year, one parent comes and asks me, "So she's performing Bharatanatyam?" I said, "Did I miss something here?" Saying, "I thought you enrolled your daughter for Bharatanatyam." For me, that concept is not there that you can do one Bharatanatyam item, one Mohiniattam, one Kuchipudi, which is so rampant in Kerala. I believe that was a history. I don't know. So I grew up in Bombay where I learned Bharatanatyam. I learned only Bharatanatyam. I learned Kathakali. I learned only Kathakali. There was nothing like that. Different teachers, not even the same. So they said, "No, we just sent her for dance." So I said, "Yeah, but you enroll for Bharatanatyam." "Oh no, but other school does one Kuchipudi, one Mohiniattam." I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have that here. If you're doing Bharatanatyam, it's going to be only Bharatanatyam. If you're going to be Mohiniattam, and these are the styles that I know. And Kathakali I know, but I haven't started teaching." So I said, "No, these are the two things that I teach." So, "Oh, but we didn't know that. We just..." So I said, "I'm sorry." And they're Keralites. So, you know, they have that background. They've seen that probably. So that's what they said. I said, "No, I don't do that. I just do exclusively these." So it started from there, Rubina, to the time now when you have Kuchipudi Bharatanatyam, now you have started including Mohiniattam in festivals and lectures and talks and programs. And if I know right, I think few years ago, I mean, when I had my orchestra, 2015, 16, I had my orchestra come and I did an entire Margam full day only Mohiniattam. So I don't think that has ever happened in USA when everybody is done only exclusively full Mohiniattam performance with students, not even a professional coming and dancing a markup. So I think finally it's come there that you can do that. Yeah. So it's been a journey. Yes.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It is
Thanks, Rubina.
really
But it's just basically it's love for the style, good day. And you just when you're teaching, you're just thinking, you're not even thinking beyond. Like what will happen with this? Will it no, it's just that moment. One student also, the joy of sharing is amazing. So
absolutely. I'm sure now you can sit back and think the number of years and the kind of hard work you have put in. Yeah, it is such a wonderful feeling.
it is definitely.
You are actually blessed to be under the tutelage of Padma Bhushan Dr. Kanakarale ma'am. Indeed, is a blessing. And what is your experience with ma'am?
85, I joined Nalanda. 1985, I joined Nalanda. And the study of dance was nothing like what I had done till then. Okay. Like everybody says, like when I did the PhD, somebody asked me, "Oh, so you dance for 3 hours in front of the examiners?" I'm like, "No, I wrote." "What did you write? Like, is there something to read and write?" So it was just like that. Like, you dance, Tilana, you're told to do this, you dance. When you come here, then you think, why you dance like that? Why did you do that? Why this Ada was done like that? What is that emotion that you put into each moment and space to create that? So my examinations used to be, if I did a certain thing and I had put in a particular like this, why did you do that? Because her Abhinayam is extraordinary. It's like out of this world. So that was a 40. So every nuance, like even if my eyes are traveling from here to there, why did you do that? Who is a Naika? What is the situation? So those kind of details, you had to dissect every movement, every Angika Mukhaja Binayam, and you will ask questions, you have to name them. Now it's been ages, I have to go back and refresh my Balarama Bhartam. But like real Natya Shastra, all your Mukhaja Binayam, Angik, all that. And you have to analyze for your exams. If it is a nritta, you have to analyze your charis, pathabedas, everything. Okay, and if it is abhinayam, you have to analyze your complete mukhaja abhinayam, your angika abhinayam completely, and it's a 2.5 hour why that goes on, and at the end of it, you feel this is it. I do nothing more than this. So she extra. That's how our exams used to be. So learning from her, can you imagine if this was my exam, how much detail we learned our art form. If we started an item, if we were planning to choreograph an item, she was planning to do that, we would just go and sit. The first thing would be sit on the floor. Musician sitting there, she would be sitting there, we sit on the floor, because it's not just go to Namaskar and start the item. It would be, we go through the Sahitya, word by word, meaning by meaning, and finally get the gist of the rasa. First get the rasa, the feel of the entire thing. What is the predominant power? What are the floating Vichari powers? How do they enhance this after we talk all that? Then we get up, we start choreography. Already you are soaked into that item that you are ready to perform. Always, that is how we start. If she starts an item with you, she calls me into a room. She gives me a good 2 hours lecture on what the item is. At the end of it, I'm like, I come out like, yes, I'm that character. You come out like that. So that has been extraordinary. That I feel that is a reason, like people say, oh, you just get into the sthai immediately. So I feel that is a exercise and the mental makeup that I have to be like, you step in and you are that character. It's like, until the end you finish, if you are portraying a character, till you finish, you're not allowed to get out of it. So, like I always tell my students, even if your house is on fire, you won't know, that kind of thing. So you have to be so into it. So that's all. I mean, I would say that It's the biggest blessing ever. And yeah, it is the biggest blessing ever. Yeah, the study has been amazing. The journey has been tremendous. It's been a lot of hard work, but finally, at the end of it all, it's, I feel even if I can do 1/10 of that with my students, I've done good. I'll feel good about it, but it's hard.
It is wonderful that you shared this because students learning any art form, not only Bharatanatyam, they should actually understand that is that much thinking that goes into every single item. Actually, a lot of kids, they just come, it's like they come, learn an item and they leave. But
Go.
they fail to understand that there is an entire journey before every single item. How
Item,
it is
yeah.
depicted and
Yeah, right from the time you conceive it, you think about it. Like I know, like she thinks about a subject, I know she sits on it for 2, 3 months. And there's innumerable versions of the text she reads on different people that write about it. She reads all those texts. Finally, she has her own script, and from there she starts. Yeah, so there's nothing that can compensate or yeah, it's a
is
biggest blessing ever. Yes, I'm truly, truly honored to be a Shishya. Yeah.
the other thing is, Sundar Chichi, you learned Bharatnatyam and you learned Mohiniattam. And I'm sure when you learned, you started very, very young learning these things. So at what point in your life did you even think that you want to only focus on Mohiniattam and, that's the path that you want to take? I'm sure there has been some turning point, right?
Yeah, you know what happened? It's Bharatanatyam and Kathakali I learned.
Okay.
Mohiniattam I learned only when I joined Nalanda. I've never learned Mohiniattam, not done that one item thing ever in my life. It was complete Bharatanatyam. And at the age of 10, I started learning Kathakali from Kalamala Krishnamurti Warrior. He was in Bombay. So both these styles I've been able to maintain because I think from that age I had it's like 2 languages, being able to speak 2 languages. So I always tell my students like if you're speaking Tamil, make sure every word is only Tamil. Don't suddenly stop, take one from English and one from Malayalam and speak. That's exactly what I mean by body language of dance form. You speak Bharatanatyam, body language speaks only Bharatanatyam. Kathakali. So I have been maintaining those, but always there has been a quest because I used to feel like when I was growing up, like being a Malayali, I don't know Mohiniattam. I used to feel like that. I remember these thoughts in my head. I still remember the times when I used to think like that. I learned Kathakali. I was very proud of that because again Kerala art form. Sorry, but I used to think like, hey, I have my Malayali. I don't know Mohiniattam. How come? So I have to learn. And then I looked for teachers in Bombay. I unfortunately didn't come across any. Then Kerala. But honestly, I think at that time we had very limited Margam, very limited. I used to see the same. I used to feel like, okay, what else? It was young age. I mean, you're a teenager probably. And then that's exactly the turning point when I saw Dr. Kanakrele's program on National Network. And then she presented Ashtanaika, she presented Ganapati, she presented Ashtapadi probably, and a Jeev or something like that. That was refreshing. I was like, this is what it is. So, and my Bharatanatyam guru was Dr. Kanakrele's student also at Nalanda. So I mentioned to sir, please can you put in a word for me? I would like to learn Mohiniattam. He did, went and spoke to Kanakman next day. So she said, ask her to come and see me. So I went there. Then the only problem was I had just, I think, but one thing for her was she doesn't take private students. Like her baby is Nalanda. 125, 200% time, energy in Nalanda. So it was like, if you come there, he will teach you. But if you, no, not, and full day, I've seen her work in Nalanda. So I said, then the problem here was if you join Nalanda, then you are doing a full-time degree course.
Okay.
You're not doing a 1 hour session. You're doing from 9:30 to 3 every day. Now, I was not sure, like, is that kind of Mohiniattam that I want to learn? Or is it like, just like what I said earlier, just do a few items kind of thing. So I didn't know where I was going. But, the turning point was when I in my final year of degree, I got like 4, 5 gold medals, but they were all Bharatanatyam. And there was one for Kathakali and the others. So that year, actually, the performances and practicing, and um, it was a different, because from the one small little place to performing for Bombay University, where all from Maharashtra come and you win a gold medal, gave you a certain kind of boost to like, oh, you can do a little more than what you actually thought you could. And then those extra practices, the joy of performing, all that started coming in. And then I realized that I think dance is what I want to do. And then I finally made the decision and went to Nalanda. And from the day one of learning, there's been no looking back, because I remember, I think I joined in June. In August, September, we had a program in Delhi. Ma'am had a program in Delhi. And she taught me Punte Nair for that. And then she was doing a whole Marga. But she took me for that program. It was a big thing. Right from small to Bombay University to going to Delhi was a big thing. So I announced to my students, I'm going to Delhi. I have a program doing Mohiniattam. That's so thrill at that age. Yeah. And then that was beautiful. And then performed Punte Nirmori. And then Subhudu Mama, I don't know if you've heard of him. He was one of the biggest critic of Indian classical dance. Extremely knowledgeable, Subhudu Mama. And all dancers, I believe, at that time used to like hesitate once before going on stage. So that was the respect he earned, because he was truly knowledgeable. And we still, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody who can really come up to that, but we do have great writers. Even after that, Leela and Krishnamurti and Sunil Kodaribai and all of them are still there. But that was a different, Subrahma was like something. And then we went there, performed, and he happened to write in that entire review my name. I was thrilled. I had a paragraph for myself. Dr. Kanakarele should teach more of Sunanda's caliber, so that Mohiniattam in the future, you're assured of continuing Mohiniattam in the future. So that was very thrilling. After that, my all Yuva Mahotsav, Sangeet Natak Academy, all festivals again had Yuva Mahotsavs. Mohiniattam started coming into all that, and there's no looking back after that. It was just, my face just got stuck with Mohiniattam. And the study was so much, like back to back. There was no time to think. I was doing my law. I quit law. And
that's the other thing I wanted to ask you. The generation that you come from
yeah.
had a lot of importance in life. As in, parents would have, at the time when the child is born, they first decide what the child should become: a doctor, engineer, or a lawyer. And at the time you were, in your younger days, I'm sure there would be a place where it is academics versus art kind of thing. So
Definitely.
were you able to choose only art?
The thing is, Rubina, my mom also put that condition. You can go and do your dance thing, but if you get a degree. Okay, that is one. Then I had joined law college. Okay, but for me, Nalanda is also Bombay degree. Bombay, it's same kind of weightage, Bombay University degree. It's not, I have a proper bachelor's, master's, and also I'm like the first one to do a Mohiniattam master's from India. So I had a proper degree, but I also had my commerce graduation and also enrolled for law. But the Nalanda exams came around the same time. So with that program, remember, I got the boost that I can do Mohiniattam. So anyway, law I was doing because of my fondness for the subject. And I'm still, like, if you ask me to watch Sherlock Holmes, I'll watch that more than anything else. I'm still leaning towards law, but on a different level, on an education level. But I don't think at any time, my thing was in the final year, take up criminal law. That was my thing, that when I started law, I wanted to take up criminal law as my final specialization. But well, that also took then I said, okay, my criminal law is limited to Sherlock Holmes, and I left it at that. So, and then luckily, my bachelor's and master's degree came with Nalanda also. So it was, my mom had a condition: you should get one degree at least before you go for it. So it helped.
But absolutely wonderful decision, right? So you have
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I couldn't think of doing anything else. I mean, I mean, for me, it's like you, anything is dance only. Just, yeah. Either me or my students, everybody just around dance, dance. That's what it is. Yeah.
the absolute. I mean, it is the path that you took, and then the happiness
Yeah.
that you get.
There has never been a break, never ever been a break. Even like during when my kids were born, like only like 1 week off. Actually told my kids, tomorrow I'm going to the hospital, I'll be back next week. So it's just always dance, yeah. Yeah.
Recently, you had an online festival. See, from the time we have had this pandemic, a lot of it is on the online portal, and you had Nava Pallavada,
Yes.
and it has been a very successful festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your experience?
You know what, Rubina? Uh, like the number of kids performing, the kids are, so many of them are very dedicated. I can see the hard work they're putting in. But I feel the platforms are less for all this, okay, and to present everybody. And honestly, the pandemic, because of the pandemic, my eyes opened out and saw so many bright youngsters. Because usually when you travel, you just perform and you leave, you perform, you leave, you don't get the time to even what, because especially being in long distance for me and my daughter's school, so I used to perform the same night. I used to just have change out, wash, go to the airport, and people used to ask me, what about taking rest? I said, on the flight, because our flights are like 24 hours for me to get here. We'll take care of it on the flight. So resting is all on the flight. So this, because of this pandemic, I really saw some very beautiful youngsters, and some of them working hard, a lot of dedication. So when suddenly this thing about Navapallava came up, about supporting them, I'm always in for, like if you look at it, like always pushing my students in the forefront, I'm always been there. So I said, okay, let me do this when we have this, let's make best of, see how much more youngsters are coming up, because I remember my teacher giving me opportunities to move up and do dance to my heart's will more than, uh, it's never been honestly, it's never been a profession, because for me thinking of dance as a profession is, for me it's, profession is a job. It's, you do something to get something. For me, dance is not my job. Dance, even if I have a class, I have a studio, I'm teaching, I have n number of students, it's not a job, because it's, we are in the India mindset where you feel that it's, this music, art, everything comes from the heart,
It's a part
and
of
it comes from here. It doesn't come from here. Here, yes, I mean you're teaching, but it comes from here. It's not like a computer job or this engineering job or something like that. Yes, you need to have a feel for it, definitely. But this is more on emotional level than, so for me it's still not, I can't digest the fact that it's my job and it's my profession. I am very very passionate about my performance and teaching also. So uh, yeah, I enjoy teaching as well. So watching the kids, definitely supporting them, always been there. And this was an idea, especially if there's so many dancers supporting this cause and helping the youngsters out, which is not very easy, because usually dancers, they usually say they don't want to support youngsters because it's what competition. I mean, we are billion people and we have so much talent and we have so much space, so there's no competition. I just genuinely go and, so that's the main reason for supporting. Like, okay, let me go ahead and also do what I can do for the little bit for the youngsters. And the kids are good. So I think they also need a platform to, they also worked for it. Yeah, they worked. And they need a little appreciation for artists. It goes a long way as a human being to evolve for them also. They become more positive. Otherwise, all the negativity comes into them like, oh, what's the point? So small occasions like that will boost them, and they'll definitely work more and get better. So I think I love this idea. Yeah.
before the pandemic. Sundar Chichi, you're a very busy person. You are
Yeah.
traveling from here to India, then to Europe. You have a very busy schedule. That is what I have seen of sort of a
Yes.
busy schedule where you have programs in different parts and you
extensively travel. I have seen you perform in
Suddenly I'm back home.
New York, then back to Houston, and then next week you're in India. Okay, I have seen this schedule personally. I've seen. So how did you manage all those things in that busy schedule and classes?
Rubina, Rubina, yes, classes, because I always feel my students are my responsibility. It's like your children, your responsibility. The parents trust you and send them to you. So, plus my performances, I worked hard. And again, it is not performances, it's every performance that takes you to a different level. It's like when you finish, you transport yourself to a different level, and that joy you share, that joy you share, and then you spread your happiness. You share your happiness with so many people. It's because that's one I really enjoy. My students teaching I thoroughly enjoy. So I had said to myself that do it only if we can do justice to them. Don't compromise. If you feel your performance is your compromising, don't do it. So who's forcing you to do it? If your students are getting compromised, don't do it. Either choose one. If your house is getting compromised, don't do it. And it's that passion, the drive that keeps me going. Like for example, there are so many times after a performance, I immediately have gone to the airport, flown out, got here, not got here at 3:30 in the afternoon, have a shower, 6:30 I'm in class. The same day. There is nothing like, let's do it tomorrow. It's do it now, do it today. So I've been moving like that, and without making sure that nothing is compromised, you do full justice to what you're doing, and I've not even realized that so many things have happened. Now, after this March, I've really realized that I did all this, and honestly, I didn't even realize all that I was doing. So I don't know. There was something that was moving, and I kept moving with it, and I enjoyed all of it. If you don't enjoy, you won't be able to give results.
Yeah, right.
You won't be able to give results. It'll be like half-heartedly done. So I enjoy the travel, and also enjoy the travel because I get my time there. Like, okay, nobody's calling me, texting me, no phone calls. It's my space. Nobody will bother me. There, I enjoy that part as well. Reach home wherever, and when you reach, you're arriving at 2:33 in the morning, and then you're leaving messages for your musicians because by the time you're driving to the hotel or wherever, I'm sleepy today, sorry, I'll meet you at 12 o'clock for practice. Or I'm wide awake, I can meet you for practice because they know they're just with me now. They know the message so they look and I know they're very cooperative. They say, okay, better go because I need my sleep, right? Because we are absolutely opposite time.
Exactly.
So I've sometimes practiced from 8 to 10, 10 to 12 accordingly. Then they let me be. Then I sleep till 4, get up into the costume and perform in the evening, which is actually good because it's our morning time. So you're energized. So lots of that. But I really no complaints. Because why should I complain? Because I took it up because I'm enjoying it. Otherwise, don't take it up. Yeah. Yes, definitely I've done all those and I still have the drive to do many of those. I like traveling also. I like performing, enjoying it and not complaining. Yeah.
The other thing is you have put in so many years into Mohiniattam. What is Mohiniattam?
Mohiniattam is my existence. It's my existence. It's like I see something, I hear a music, I move. So there is no separating me from it. I'm 35 years, 85 to now. Yeah, 35 years of at least completely speaking that language, believing in it, completely soaking in the art form. I don't think there is anything other than me, anything left in me which doesn't speak Mohiniattam. It's It's my existence. It's me. I mean, it's my existence.
What is globalization of Mohiniattam to you, and how do you think practitioners will be able to help globalize Mohiniattam?
Globalization of Mohiniattam starts with the study of Mohiniattam. First of all, we have to educate people all over again, unlearn, make them unlearn what they think Mohiniattam is. Globalization actually means there are people outside our country, also maybe some in our country, who think, how much can you do in Mohiniattam? So it starts from home, okay? Charity begins from home. So it starts from home, educating them that, look, there is much more to Mohiniattam than what you have seen or heard. So it starts educating from there and then bringing it out into a global level. Global level, it already is there. There is no problem with that. But the most important thing you have to remember is the subject presented. Give it due respect when presenting. Don't take it for granted that anything goes. If you do anything goes, people says everything goes out. We don't need it. No, you show your substance of what you have with Mohiniattam that you want to present. Then they value you. It's like this. You value yourself, they'll value you. If you say no, no, then they say okay, go. So you bring up your art form to a level where you show how much of deep study is involved in it. It is not a flimsy art form that you learn one day and present the next day. That itself will lift it to a different platform. I have performed so many times with ace performers of the other art forms, but I wanted to make sure that this is a victory for Mohiniattam. I don't care about myself. It is a victory for Mohiniattam because when you have going and you have a Mohiniattam that comes like that, but that power and the strength of the art form from within, it's not kicking my leg up in the air and dancing, but the strength of that art form that comes from within, the power to sustain and say, this is also an art form that cannot be tossed and turned around or pushed around. And we are here to stay, and comes a generation behind, they also will be following suit. So what you have to say is pick the art form study wise. Study wise. Everybody thinks that, honestly, I don't know if people, I don't know, this is not supposed to be a thing that you just take a part and do a beautiful face and do some beautiful eye movements and becomes Mohiniattam. It doesn't become Mohiniattam. It doesn't become Mohiniattam. Just the Malayalam part the Bangil kandu mookum kaanchu kazhinju. That's from where the learning, unlearning, and the learning and educating starts. Okay, it starts with, we have so many beautiful students now. So start from there, and then it just, yeah. But it's already there. It's already there. Dancers, my contemporaries are amazing. They're all doing a great job on their own. So it's already there. But now we need each contemporary to have at least 25 to come behind them and attack.
It's really wonderful to see the way you are, taking Mohiniattam over the years.
If like I'm one, there should be 25 of my following. So if each one takes a responsibility like that, and yeah.
Wonderful. It is indeed a great honor and pleasure to host you at Vedhi. And thank you so much for sharing this session with us and educating the younger generation about your thoughts and feelings on Mohiniattam. I'm sure all your students plus everybody out here would understand, the dedication, the commitment, and the kind of love you have for the art form.
That's what is
Wonderful, Sunanda Chechi. We would like to thank you from the bottom of our heart for being together with us and sharing this space on Vedhi.
Rubina, thank you so much for having me. And it's only love for the art form. It's just love for the art form. It's like you love your family, you go do anything and everything for them. So it's just love for the art form. And yes, it came from a time from very few practitioners to now, and it's taking over. I can see that. Wonderful youngsters like you, please keep up the great job. You are also doing a wonderful job, so please keep up the study, and study always. That's what I'm telling you, being under Kanak Relay, it's like study always. Even today, like she told me, we have to work on this. So something like, so it's always open. That study, being a student ever that keeps you level headed and also looking forward to learning more. That's always should be there. Yeah. So there's never like an end to anything. There's only a beginning to everything. So if you think like that, it is a beautiful process. Thank you so much, Rubina.
We wish
And
you all the very best for all your future projects, Nandajiji.
thank you so much. Thanks, Rubina.
Thank you.